Is money the root of all evil, or can it be used as a driving force for good, depending on the way it's used and depending on your value system? In today's video, find out how, where, and how you spend your money, your time, and your energy is actually a strong reflection of your whole value system, and learn a very interesting perspective that I have to offer when it comes to money.
I'm listening.
Because I don't think this perspective on money is actually very common out there, and that's like one of the reasons why I usually don't talk about money. But like, find out more in today's video now. Let's get to it. Welcome back to the Jared and James YouTube channel. I am Jared Weiss. If you guys didn't know, that must mean that you're not subscribed to the channel, so you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button, be sure to leave a like, drop a comment, let me know what you guys think of this video, let me know what you guys think of all of my content and all of our content. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about a very complicated idea behind money.
I like money.
And whether it actually is the root of all evil, or whether it can actually be used as a driving force for good.
You're a good person.
For those of you who've been following me for a while, or even those of you who are part of my inner circle, who are part of my team, most of you guys probably haven't really ever heard me talk about money a whole lot, because I usually don't like to focus on material things.
I understand you're buying new shoes now with Botticelli.
But like, I do feel like I have a very interesting perspective to offer, and so that's why I felt that this video would be a great way to bring this up and bring it all to your attention, and bring it back to my whole value system, and bring it back to the message that I'm focused on promoting. So first off, for anyone who knows me well, exactly, that's what I was gonna say. Took the words right out of my mouth. You guys know that I'm proud to say that I've never done anything just for the money, the same way I would never make a video just to get views. I've never been someone who would sell out my integrity and diminish my own message just for money or just for views, or just for clout, as they say, because I believe those things are way more important than just these bonuses or these materialistic factors. I've never taken a job just for the money, and I would never compromise who I am just to make an extra dollar, and I'm proud to say that.
I'm proud of you.
Because a lot of people out there end up with these empty feelings because everything they're doing is based on materialistic factors, is based on whatever they could do to make money, but then they're more focused on that than their own value system and their own moral, spiritual, physical, and mental wealth. So any job I've ever taken, whether it was babysitting, whether it was being a camp counselor, I always felt that like, if I did something just for the money, I would end up feeling worse afterwards. I mean, having said that, there are cases where in order to do what you ultimately love, as I've spoken about in the past, you might need a side hustle that makes money in the meantime to ultimately drive your purpose and to ultimately give you the resources that you need in order to expand on your ultimate dreams. And so during all these babysitting gigs I used to do, as well as being a camp counselor, I used to hear a lot of other people, plenty of other counselors, used to always talk about only doing it for the money, whereas me, I actually wanted to make an impact on these kids' lives, and a lot of them made a tremendous impact on my life as well. But like, I think the reason why I was so much more fulfilled doing these jobs is because I was so much more focused on the impact. I was so much more focused on helping these kids out, where on the other hand, people who just did it for the money didn't last. And so I'm proud to say that I never took any of these jobs just for the money, and I would sometimes even turn down jobs if, for instance, I didn't feel like I could make an impact on these kids' lives, or if me and the other person just weren't vibing together, no matter what the job was. So now, next, I believe there is a certain amount of money that is necessary.
What money? I did not see no money.
In order to live comfortably and to make an impact and to be able to truly accomplish all the things that you want in this world, there is a certain amount of money that is necessary for those things. But I would never define someone based on how much money they have, based on what kind of car they drive, based on what type of house they live in. All I care about is whether or not you're a good person.
No matter how educated, talented, rich, or cool you believe you are, how you treat people ultimately tells all.
And whether or not you're trying hard to level up your life every day and to become better and better.
Trying to do better.
But like, I would never define someone based on how much money they have. I would never define someone based on how many followers they have. As I spoke about in one of my recent videos, it's so important to not allow yourself to be defined by these algorithms, by all these superficial things, because you could be doing amazing work that just hasn't been recognized yet, or that like the algorithm just like hasn't been pushing out.
This stinks! This is total BS!
But like, it doesn't mean that what you're doing isn't just as amazing as the person who does have all the recognition, as the person who is making tons of money doing what they love. So that's like a really important thing to remember. You are not defined by all these materialistic possessions. Moving right along on this topic, I feel that one of the issues with money these days is actually stemming from this idea of our whole culture is actually very devoid of moral values, of integrity, and of good positive principles. I mean, think about it. All of pop culture, as well as music these days, is all centered around money, drugs, and sex. I mean, if you go to most of these celebrities' pages, it's all about flaunting their wealth. It's all about showing off how many materialistic possessions they have. And as I said before, having money isn't a bad thing. It's the way you use it. And it's also the way that like it's actually impacting you and your value system behind it. Just because you have a lot of money, just because you have really nice cars, just because you live in a nice house doesn't make you a bad or a good person. It's all dependent on the context. I think that it's ultimately so important to start with a good moral value system, and then if you add money onto that, you can enhance that and you can enhance your impact. But if you're starting with this goal of just making money without having any moral compass, then that money is going to pollute you and it's going to pollute the rest of the world, and essentially that's going to become like this like dirty money. Something that I would ask people who want to become rich and who want to have a lot of money is to first ask yourselves, why is it that you want more money? Why is it that you want to become super wealthy? Because money can be great just as followers and views can be great, but the question is, at what expense is that money and are those followers coming at? Do you just want to be able to flaunt it and to show it off and to feel like you're living great because you have all these materialistic possessions?
I enjoy our chats, but my catered lunch awaits. Hello, peasants.
Because truthfully, if you aren't also rich spiritually, emotionally, and physically, then chances are that money isn't going to fix those issues, and then you're going to end up feeling more empty, because now you're going to see it as, I thought money was going to fix my issues, but like, why is it I'm still not happy? And because the reason is you didn't start with a solid moral compass, with developing solid principles, with a good understanding of your own value system, and so therefore more money just left you feeling more empty, because it just enhances what's already within you. I feel. That's my personal belief. However, on the other hand, I do feel that having more money can be great for certain things, such as like, for instance, for those of you guys who saw that recently I took my best friend James out for a really nice dinner to celebrate his birthday, because I value that. I value his happiness. And so I wanted to have a really great, happy, and warm experience. So therefore, I was able to use my hard-earned money to take him out for a really nice dinner. So like, in that case, I have this positive value and I have this positive intent behind what I wanted to do with the money. So therefore, I was able to use the money for good. And that's not to say that we couldn't have had just as an amazing time celebrating his birthday at one of our houses as we've done in the past. But like, this was something new. And this was a positive way, I felt, to use this to create an amazing experience and to make my best friend extremely happy, because I value that. I also needed money to set up all this equipment in order to be able to do more of what I love, to spread my message, to spread my impact, and to fully enhance everything that I want to put out into the universe. And so like, therefore, the universe is going to reflect good things back onto me. Moreover, for those of you who know me, you know that I'm a very simple guy. I don't need a lot to be happy, which is also one of the reasons why I'm actually probably the hardest person out there to buy a gift for, because I'm truly happy with everything that I have, and it doesn't take a whole lot for me to be happy. The things that I prioritize in my life, and like the things that I need most, are my best friends and family, high quality organic food, nature, the gym, my content, good book to read, some entertaining podcasts, and sports. And to be honest, if I have all that, I'm good. I'm a happy guy. I don't need a whole lot to be happy. I just need some simple things, surrounded by the people who I love, and after that, I don't need a whole lot of materialistic possessions. Do all those things require some level of money? Of course. So that's why I'm totally not demonizing money, just as how I'm always talking about how I don't like when the media and these pop culture figures demonize success, demonize winning, because it's all part of this whole spiritual war. And many of the things are actually backed by the Federal Reserve and backed by these massive conglomerates such as Vanguard and BlackRock, which can afford to promote bad ideas, to promote victimhood through these companies in a losing effort, because they have the money, they have the resources to back up these harmful agendas, to back up these bad causes, because it's all part of the whole war on culture and the spiritual war that we're in. So I'm not saying to demonize money. I'm saying start with your value system, be a good person, work hard, live in harmony with nature, and allow the money to come as a bonus or almost as a side effect of living your best life, of doing what you love, and from helping people. Because if the money comes from helping people, from doing what you love, and from living your best life, then more of it is only going to enhance those things. So like a lot of these money is only going to reveal what's already within you. And so more of it is going to reveal more of that, more of those intentions, more of your values, and it's going to test whether or not you can actually stay true to your message and stay true to your purpose. But on the other hand, when the money comes at the expense of having positive values, and when it's used to promote harmful agendas, then in that case, the money does end up corrupting people. It's being used to promote more bad than good, and it can be the driver of these evil agendas, especially those promoted by the mainstream media, BlackRock, Vanguard, and backed by the Federal Reserve. So like in those cases, it's not necessarily the money that's actually doing the bad stuff, it's what that money is allowing these people to speak on and allowing these people to promote. But on the other hand, if you're someone like me who lives his life based on principles, who has a very good moral value system, if I do say so myself, then having more money is only going to enhance those things and is only going to give me the resources I need to continue spreading my message and like to continue helping people. Next, I have two stories I want to share today. So one of them was actually the idea that actually inspired the topic behind this video. The other day I was in the sauna, best people go to the sauna, and I was talking to this one guy who was asking me where I get all my food from. So like I'd actually told him in the past all about Miller's Biofarm, and then he noticed I was also drinking coconut water from Whole Foods, which is one of my favorite drinks, as you guys know. I've been trying to get sponsored by them for a while. It's gonna happen one day. We'll get there. But he was asking me whether I get all my food from Miller's Biofarm and from Whole Foods. So I was also telling him I also get my meats from Butcher Box. So then he was saying to me, wow, you really eat a ton of high quality food. But like, isn't all that food super expensive? My answer to him, I said, yes. But the way I see it is that you can either spend money on materialistic things, you can spend it on alcohol, on drugs, or on the other hand, you can spend it on things that actually matter to you, such as your own body, such as buying high quality food, such as treating yourself nicely, such as treating your best friends and family nicely. And so coming back to the topic behind this video, money is actually a reflection of your value system. And so the point that I wanted to make clear to him is that yes, treating my body with the highest quality foods, yes, it's expensive, but like I value treating my body the right way. And he actually said to me after this, like, that's actually a really powerful point. And he was saying to me how like it definitely shows based on how shredded I am, how good of shape I'm in. He was saying to me how like, keep in mind, he happens to be in really good shape also, but like, he was saying to me, you basically don't have any body fat on you. All those high quality foods are definitely working for you and are definitely making you into your strongest self. So I thought this was a very powerful story that made me realize how where you spend your time and where you spend your energy is going to reflect your internal value system as a whole. As I spoke about in one of my recent videos, your outer world is going to be a reflection of your inner world. So like whatever you're treating your inner world with is going to manifest into either positivity in your outer world or it's going to manifest in problems. And lastly, to close up this idea, to close up this video, I want to talk about a very interesting book that I actually read a few years ago. It was called The Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer, I believe his name was. And so this guy had a very interesting story that had to do with, I don't remember the whole thing, but like here's essentially the summary of it. He went to college. I'm pretty sure he may have even become a professor later on, but like I don't want to get too lost in the details. The main purpose behind the story was like, so this guy just wanted to meditate, to become a yogi, and to help people by starting up this whole little community he had. But the whole thing is, early on in his life, he used to try to control everything. he used to try to make everything happen. But then what he started to realize as time went on was that the more control he actually gave up to the universe, the more control he actually surrendered to the universe, to God, the more good things would actually come his way. And there were actually some really powerful examples in that book. For instance, whenever he was living according to his purpose, whenever he was on his path of helping people, and like whenever he needed more money or more resources to be able to impact people better, somehow, someway,
I always even out.
Just give me 20 bucks. Let's see if you get the 20 bucks back.
Wait. A 20?
the money always came to him. And like there are actually some like crazy examples where the money was just the exact amount he needed, whether it was like to build this new place of worship, to build this new meditation community. And so therefore the money always came to him as long as he was surrendering to life and surrendering to God and the universe. This was actually a really powerful story that I wanted to incorporate into this video, because one of my main points has to do with how when money comes as a side effect of you living your best life, when money comes as a side effect, or a it's a better word for side effect, as a bonus to go along with you helping people, with you living in your purpose, then that money is going to be used for good and it's going to be very helpful for you. Same way as followers and views should come as a result of you producing high quality content, of you living in your purpose and you helping people, as opposed to money for the sake of corrupting people, money for the sake of fulfilling these harmful agendas, money for the sake of flaunting it and being used selfishly, or followers and views at the expense of your integrity, at the expense of your moral system, and just doing it just to be more popular, even though you're gonna end up emptier afterwards and you're not gonna actually make a true impact. But when you can surrender to the universe, when you can surrender to your purpose and just live truly in harmony with nature, I believe that money and all those rewards are going to come as a result of that. And it's going to be so much more fulfilling. It's going to be so much better. The majority of how you spend your time, money, and energy is going to be reflected back into you. So make sure you're spending those things wisely. And if you do, you're going to be so much more wealthy spiritually, financially, physically, emotionally. And all those things are going to matter, as opposed to just being rich financially. Because truthfully, as I've spoken about in the past, I don't believe that death is final. I don't believe that death is the end. But like whatever does happen next, whether it's reincarnation, whether it's moving on to another realm, I believe that like what you do in this life is gonna affect what happens next. So make sure that you're doing things that are going to contribute to making you your best self, because just having a lot of money, just having a lot of material wealth without any of the other types of wealth is going to leave you feeling empty. And like chances are none of those things can actually come with you into your next step, but how you do live your life in this world, I believe, is going to contribute to what happens next. Just be a good person, and I believe the universe will reward you if you are. So hope you guys enjoyed this message. Hope you guys enjoyed hearing my perspective on these things. Remember that like where you're giving your money to, as well as where you're devoting your energy to, and how you're spending your time, is going to be a reflection of your value system. So make sure those things are aligning with the things that you want to align with. Surround yourself with better content, higher vibrational people, and with more of the things that are what you want to promote in this world. You're going to receive those things back in return. So make sure like what you're putting out and the energy that you're putting out is the same energy that you want to receive in return. So I love you guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Be sure to drop a like, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Let me know what you thought of my perspective, and we out, chat. Peace.